Hi everybody, it's Diane. I'm back with a collage book. We're up to 29, which he calls Bird Watch. And essentially it's just using birds as your focal image. If you want to read that, does get a little philosophical there. I do use birds quite a bit, so this really is no big challenge for me. And I have thought of kind of skipping it for that reason. But, why not? It's in the book. I think I'll do it. But I thought I'm not going to try to really copy his, but maybe do it a little more like he does. That would be kind of the challenge for me. So I've got a book here that way back in the beginning of my YouTube career, I did a video. It was a quote, our journal page, Red Sky in the Morning. And I was looking for this book because I wanted a picture of seagulls and I couldn't find it. I finally found this book today. Not that I've been actively looking, but I couldn't find it for that video, and I just figured, well, I'll come across it. I never did. So today I did actively look for it and I found it. So it's an old kid's book. I don't see a year on it. But anyway, I have cut it up already. 1960. So I thought, well, there's got to be birds in there, right? Oh, robin. I never thought to look in here for a robin when I was like, or a penguin. Of course, all of his, I believe, were color, weren't they? And I could, those are pretty good. Well, maybe I'll take one of those. I could get out Birds and Blooms. I've got a couple of those, although really I think I've used some of the better pictures in them already. I think that's too big. I think that's too big. Oh, there's another robin. Well, considering what time of year it is, why don't we do that? Well, should I do one out of a Birds and Blooms and be more colorful? Here, look at that for a minute. Look at that. Did you ever see a heron flying in the sky? They look prehistoric. They're really cool. Just a minute. It's down here. And here, I think. Yeah, okay. I just saw this sticking out. It didn't take too long. I'm impressed. Funny. I may use that just because I'm not finding other stuff and we're all glaring, I suppose. Oh, and another robin. My goodness. Well, and another one. Can't get away from them. Alright, what about this one? Alright, that's 3. I think that's adequate for this. Okay. Let's look at his real quick, because normally I would fussy cut these now. Where were we? Well, see, he's doing his overlay stuff. So you can see the grid under there, and that's some kind of overlay. Now that's fussy cut. That's fussy. That's an overlay. You know, that is a lot of what this artist does, and it is very cool. I like it. But I don't do that kind of transfer stuff, so It is going to look different. Okay, I'm going to pause. I'm going to fussy or semi-fussy cut these, and then we'll pick it up. Okay, I'm back, and I think we're going to have a change of plans here. As you can see, it's all cut out, and I even got the index cards, and the magazine that I pulled 2 of those from was still sitting here. And remember how I was commenting, oh, a robin, oh, there's another one. It's because Welcome Spring Birds, I wasn't paying any attention to that. And so my little brain went, oh, well, maybe you should do more like a journal layout or a bigger collage and do something with that. Yeah, okay. It's kind of funny because it's April Fool's Day. You know, there's Fool and a 1, and it's really cold out, and I had to cover all my plants last night and everything, and that's sort of funny. Well, I'll get a joker for April Fool, and I got my giant, well, it's not giant, my small leftover box that's becoming giant because there's so much stuff in it. So I think that's what we're going to do now. And for anybody who watches all my videos, I did do this one not too long ago, so it's a little redundant, but that's too bad. And really, these birds were a tad large for those cards anyway. They were okay. I, was going to make them work. But as I was kind of, setting them around on the index cards, I really thought, you're kind of pushing it with a couple of these. So this may be better. So do any of you do that? Like in midstream, go, well, it wasn't midstream, beginning stream, think, oh, well, I should do it this way. I don't know if I'd say I do that often. Enough. And I think I need an S. S on here. Yeah, I cut right through one. It's good, Diane. There's a 1 down there too. Well, let's get our welcome thing. Actually, though, this year hasn't been too bad. I've been moaning that our marches have been so crummy the last few years. It seems like they're just night after night. I have to cover my plants. And, what could be worse than that, right? But it's a pain. And I use, like old towels and sheets and stuff. And occasionally they get dirty, muddy, wet. Now I gotta wash those. It is a pain. It is. I'm right. It is a pain. If we're going to put that in the middle, would that be too hokey? And this was just laying on top of my pile of magazines. It's just the cover. But I thought, well, maybe I want this branch. I don't know. Or do I want to even swap birds? Nah, they can stay. Okay, then we have our joker here. And I don't know, I do have several, but I thought this was the best one. I don't know if I wanted to include this bottom thing. Just cut him out or have the whole card. And the whole card is a bit much, don't you think? But so we'll wait with that. Alright, we need an S. And I guess I would spell out or stamp out or something April. And I kind of thought of maybe including just a little note to say, April Fool's Day, we had to cover the plants. And yeah, there's a threat we might have to do it tonight too. up here. Brother. Uh, uh. Alright, I think that was more work than it needed to be. And I emptied a box. I thought, well, maybe I should save that for something. So that's what just fell over. Alright. Well, I'd say, in my opinion, we need a background. I have no idea what I want to do with the background. And you know, I don't have to cover it all. I could paint. I don't know. This is just a grocery store ad. I thought that was kind of pretty. Yeah, it's too busy. Yeah, we could get flowers. Ooh, ladybugs. You could get ladybugs. I don't know. That's sort of interesting. Is it too much? It's not terrible. I would maybe try to do something with that, you know, sentiment. Oh, a perfect 10. I don't know. Maybe we want more just like paint than stuff, because the birds are our stuff, right? And I got so much stuff, it's flipping out all over the place. Well, the more I see of stuff, the more I'm leaning towards more like gessoing. Let's do a little bit of that. It's not going to hurt anything, because if I decide I want to cover it all up, it doesn't matter what's there, right? By the way, as a footnote to my prior video, the note cards, I failed to mention, if you've never made those before, just make sure when you glue stuff to the front, if it's around the edges, it doesn't glue your card shut. I've done that, and really it sort of, you can get it out fairly easily. I mean, you know, open, just slide like a knife or your bone folder or something under it, but just be aware of that. I should have said that. I don't know. Okay, well, you know what? I'll continue on. You can digest that little interesting footnote I just mentioned, because I have to wait for this to dry anyway. So I'm going to carry on and just kind of gesso. I may assess without you and feel if I need painty colors. I'll go ahead and do that, because I'll have to let that dry too. But otherwise, I will come back when this is ready to go. Okay, I'm back. I did paint gesso, and just with literally my brush, as you could probably tell, just went with some yellow here and there. I'm not overly thrilled with it. It's too light, I think, for our subject here. But I think I like it better than the dark brown. So, and yes, it's curling a little bit. And then it dawned on me, I have this scrapbook paper that has little birds on it that are bundled up for winter. I thought that was kind of funny. So that's that. I have some other stuff here I'm thinking of piecing in under. So I don't know. You know, this is a garden thing. But I thought it looked a little, you know, obviously outdoorsy, maybe like a tree or something. And this is garden related. and I weighted it down with the book, and apparently a little part of the book stuck to the paint, which hopefully that'll get covered up, so I'm not too worried about it, but I'm not sure what I'm doing with this anyway. And I said I need April on here or something. I was thinking maybe stamping, so I haven't bothered to pull magazine letters or anything because I'm thinking of that. All right, well, we had to back up a little bit. My dogs went ballistic over, nothing. So I'm back. And I just had orange and green tissue in the box there, and it matches pretty darn well, so I don't know, does it have to go somewhere? Oh, and I did totally fussy cut the robin. If you remember, I had a white, edge around it, but I didn't think the white edge looked so great up on the green there, so I don't know. And, we do have a lot going on here, so I don't know if we don't need, I'm forcing tissue paper and stuff. I thought this is just scrapbook paper, but I thought that kind of goes too, but I think it's the same thing. I'm forcing, now we've got too much stuff. Oh, that's kind of pretty, And this just happened to match. It's in my junk box. Doesn't mean a thing. Well, I like this, but it looks a little busy and chaotic. So I don't know. Can we work with that? And then I still wanted to leave a little place to write a note about it being cold. I guess I could write it maybe in here. Oh, I did trim the Joker down a little bit there. It said Joker. I didn't think we need that. It said Hoyle, and card company name. I didn't think we needed that either. Well, this is a pretty good start. Yes, it's busy. I'm not sure about it, but it's fun. Okay, I will pause voluntarily this time and then glue down at least some background stuff. If not, maybe all of it. I don't know. And then I will come back and we'll have a big discussion. Okay. Okay, what you see is glued. I added tissue. I nixed this, even though I liked it, but I got rid of that. Put in the stamps. I had to put in a little green tissue under here because it was negative space. I didn't like that. So I didn't glue the robin down yet because I want to write my little note. I think I'm just going to do it right on here. If it looks terrible, then I'll just put paper or something over it, right? So what do I want to say? Okay, April 1st, a high of 40 degrees. We had a freeze overnight. So, little tiny gap there. All right, let's fill that in. Well, I guess I gotta rip it. I don't want a straight edge. And now it's stuck to me. Oh, give me a break. Alright, forget that piece. Okay, is that looking dumb? Not with that little corner there. Let's see. No, that's okay. Okay, let's glue in the robin. Yeah, you can't get tissue real gluey, can you? And the best part is, so this is a Thursday. Saturday or Sunday, I forget which day it was, it's supposed to be 70. So, you know, it's only 30 degrees difference. Oh, we're still gapping there. How do we gap? Alright, be difficult. I guess I didn't have it right in the right place. Well, is that okay? Because it's a bigger gap. The other one before, I just thought it looked so tiny. It looked kind of dumb. Yeah, I guess it should be filled in. Okay. And if you'll notice, I did overlap the tissues here and there. I think that's kind of fun. Here and here. Okay. Are we gapping? Are we okay now? Okay. So, where do we want this stuff? Now, I was thinking of stamping April. You know, technically, I guess we don't need the 1. I wrote April first. Maybe we don't need that. Yeah, I guess just right there, but I'm not sure which stamps I want to use. Oh, if these are too big. No, that should be okay. Whoops. Sorry. I spazzed and sent the dauber flying. Okay, I got tissue paper stuck to me. Where would I get that? L, and that's it. Okay. And yeah, this is a far cry from the 3 index cards I started with, right? I go this way, and the tissue paper is still on me. Alright, you know what? I'm just going to throw that out and put in an apostrophe and knock over the glue stick. Okay. And I don't think we're done, but what do we think so far? Here, you can look at it for a minute. And let me hold it up. Yeah, we need something. What do we need? This area, not wild about this. Could use inking or a border. I don't know, just washy. Got this florally thing. Well, that matches okay. It's alright. And maybe put a snippet of that up there. I don't know. Want to see my toothpick holder? Just for kicks. This was my mom's. Isn't that cute? And the best part is I have one just like it, but it's a chicken. I rotate them every once in a while. Alright, yeah, actually I like that, and I think it's fine. Oh, now I got a scratching dog and a milling dog. Well, that's a different pattern there with the flowers. I like these better. So we will just get to that, and then I'll put this on my computer monitor. You know, if this was a, you know, just a page on its own, I think I would sew around. Well, that's kind of cool. Alright. Well, I think it needs a border. And since I can't sew, well, okay, so do I just do a black, you know, straight with a ruler and everything? Or do I make it, try to make it look stitched? Could do that too. Let's try that. Sorry. I'm being a clod today. I don't know. And actually, if I hate it, this is narrow enough that I could go over with a broader marker and cover it up anyway. Here, I'm not going to make you watch me do this whole thing, but we'll just give it a little. What do you think? Okay, I'm going to go all the way around like that. If I like it, I think I'll probably go all the way around a second time to make it look like two lines. Okay, hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, I did a double line. I think that's good. It's pretty good. I think it's pretty much done. This little gap here is a little annoying, but I think what's more annoying, like this right here, there's nothing on it. There's no little yellow, so I think I'm gonna put a little yellow on it and just see if that's enough. If it would take away from that gap, or I could put yellow in that gap, or green, or leave it alone. It's not bad, but it's just a little like that would be good. Yeah, I think that's a little better. Oh, and then we can put it on our hand too. All right, is that enough? Do we want it anywhere else? There. Just a sec. I know, you can't see it. Took it. What about here? What about this line here? I don't like that. All right, what do you think? I don't know. Did I, make a complete mess of it? Is it done enough for me? I don't know. Is it, Diane? Well, you cap the paint, you dope. Alright, I think I better stop or it's going to be way too busy. Like, it's not already, right? And I got a dog whining to go outside. I guess I have to be done. Alright, folks, I think I'm done. So, the prompt, where did I put the book? Here. Oh. You know, when you reach and moan and groan, I think you're getting old. Okay, where were we? Birds. These are really cool. I do like them. And I mean, would you ever think to pair that with a bird? I wouldn't, but it's cool. Okay. Alright, there's his. So here's mine. I made a whole art journal page, which, yeah, I should probably do a little disclaimer. I mean, art journal, you know, that term is all the junk journal, art journal, all that, you know, is kind of interchangeable. And actually, there's great debate on that. What is it exactly? Technically, art journaling, to my understanding, is, you know, it's like a journal. You're writing about your day, your life, your experiences, your thoughts, whatever. But you're doing it in a way that incorporates art. So this, I would say, qualifies, because I did write about the weather there. But my previous pages probably don't. So I'm using this sort of art journal / collage book there. So if you want to argue about it, go ahead. And just, you know, as a footnote that probably nobody cares about but me, it's opening day, and I, for one, am awfully glad I am not at Wrigley Field. You know how cold it must be there. So anyway, thanks for joining me. We did birds. It's cold today. Go Cubs, and have a nice day out there.